So if I could give anyone advice that's trying to get to the NFL as a sports creative, because I get that question so many times, and sometimes people say that and they're exaggerating, like, oh, so I always get asked this question, and then like, then like they don't be like it be cap. Not saying that everyone, but sometimes. But yeah, I've probably been asked that question about how do you get to the NFL as a photographer or videographer about, I don't know, over 100 times for sure. But my answer would be that why you? So not in like a negative or derogatory like meaning, but like why should you be the one to be able to go down there, do your thing with the photo and video? Because at some point, everyone is talented that has a camera, no matter if it's the best camera, the most expensive camera, or if it's the most least expensive camera. What's going to separate your work, in that in whatever industry you want to be in? What separates you from everyone else? And at the end of the day, it really has to be you. And I don't want to say it's going to. At the end of the day, you really have to focus on what makes you different and what skills you bring to whatever job you're looking for, whether that be the NFL or whether that be being a baker or a plumber. It does not matter. That's my advice. Everyone keeps asking me, and I don't really know because, yeah, I've never really answered this question, but every time someone asks me, I should just say it was never like how did you, like, it's always like how did you make it to the NFL, like what advice. That's a real tough question for me because if you don't know my background, if you don't know me, which most people don't, I'm from Lakeland, Florida. So it was never a dream to make it to the NFL. It was always a goal. Like, I'm from a city where 9 times out of 10, most of the guys out of my city is going to the NFL. Mike, Marquise, Pouncey, Ray Lewis, Ahmad Black, Chris Rainey, Bly Powell. That's just to name a few. Like, I could just keep going, but like there's so many different. Ray Lewis. I mean, I know y'all know Ray Lewis. Shout out to Ray. Kayleen, what it do? It was never it was never something that like wasn't achievable. Like, sometimes people set dreams and they try to go out and get, and like, I had this dream. Like, no, it was a goal. Like, it was something that I literally felt like was grabbable and tangible because I'd seen so many people in the city that I was from do it. Still to this day, shout out to Damari Mathis. I live in Denver right now. There's a guy from my city, Lakeland, Florida, that plays on the NFL team, which furthers my point. Dudes from Lakeland, Florida, where I'm from, where I played football at, the NFL isn't this mythical thing. It's something that them boys are so good, and they've been doing it for so long. And it's just something different about Polk County. Shout out Derwin James. Shout out. I mean, I could I could go down the list, but I'm getting off topic. But for me, people always ask me that question, so I really wanted to just say that, get that off my chest, because it's almost like an unfair advantage. Like, I came from, like, it wasn't easy growing up, but when it came to football and like my mindset around the NFL, that was always my goal when I was playing football. And when I went to junior college and I was playing JUCO football, the goal was to go D1 and go to the NFL. Clearly that didn't happen as a player, but I ended up in the NFL as a photographer and videographer and editor. Like, seriously, like I was a full-time editor for the NFL. I did photography and I did videography, which is 3 separate things. So needless to say, you just got to chase it. If you really want it, you got to figure out what separates you from kind of like the players. All the other there's a million dudes that want to go to the NFL, but it's only a handful of dudes that can really do it. It's not luck. Luck could play a part, but I don't know. It's just it's different. It's everyone wants to. Certain people have the reasons why they want to go to the NFL, why they want to be there. My reasons was never photography. I never wanted to go to the NFL and take pictures and videos. that was never the plan. The plan was to be doing kick returns or on kickoff. Like I figured I'd make it as special teams. That was always the goal. It wasn't to take pictures. But when I got the opportunity to take pictures and take videos, I tried to be the best that I possibly could be in that role. And then when I got to edit for the NFL, when I got hired as an editor for the NFL, I tried to be the best in that role. So just being able to do photography, videography, and edit for the NFL, like as a kid from Lakeland, Florida, that was big for me. Like my grandma said, I always wanted to go to the NFL, and God gave me what I wanted. I achieved what I was going after. I just didn't have pads on. So, yeah, I don't know. Anytime someone asks me, I'm always so taken back because I don't really know what like advice to give them. But you got to be different. I'm not saying like create some. I'm not saying like I'm not telling you to go off the wall, but it has to be something about you that is different than the 1,000 other people that probably want to go do the same thing just so that they can say they did it. Not that anything's wrong with that. I'm not saying that that's bad, but you got to bring value to anything, just to life in general. So I've been talking too long. Appreciate y'all coming to my TED Talk. Let's Talk More Do the podcast. Stay tuned in with us. We got a lot more coming. Peace.